Hey man, did y'all see when Nick Sirianni said that he was taunting the Giants fans, telling them that we got their best player? Now look, don't get me wrong, man. As much as I hate the Giants and a lot of their fans, I still would like to see, my head coach have a little bit more composure. That's just me though. What the hell do I know? This right here for the G's and OGs. But you already know what to do. But look, man, BG, I got to get right into it. I got to get right into it because this really resonated with me. BG, let us know that we ain't crazy. And the stuff that we said about the coaches last year was actually true. It was actually an issue. We not crazy. We know what we see. We know it. He said that it was a few coaches in the wrong position and things of that, nature, but he felt like Howie Roseman fixed the issue. And, that is amazing, bro, because, we beat our heads, pause, on this all off season. Like, man, it was the coaches. It was the coaches. Y'all keep blaming Jalen. It was the coaches. Y'all keep blaming this. It was the coaches. It was the lack of talent on the defensive side of the ball. Look, man, one thing about the Philadelphia Eagles and their fans, we know what we see. We love football, man. We love this team and we know how to analyze it. It's so many smart fans, that probably never even stepped on the gridiron because we know football. We love it, you know. And while we talking about BG, my guy, BG, who said that, he might have another year in him. I mean, that's the type of motor he got. He been running Pennzoil Platinum. He been running a good synthetic oil in his motor. That's why he ready to play another year, maybe. We don't know. Look, I wouldn't be opposed to it. We love BG. It's like having a coach on the field, a coach on the sideline, that's actually suited up in pads. That's what it's like, man. We love BG. Without BG, we wouldn't have our Super Bowl. He can play however long he want. But talking about all that, man, and we take what he say and we believe it. We trust it. And he said this. He is impressed with Quinyon Mitchell. He said he is as good as advertised. And we've been waiting to hear some things about Quinyon. And he also said Cooper DeJean as well. We've been waiting to hear about these guys. We know how good they are, but we want to see how it's translating to the NFL. The season is right around the corner, and we want to see if they're ready. And according to all the reports and everything that's coming out, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean is good as advertised. And look, man, while we talking about it, AJ Brown has some words to say about Quinyon, or should I say, Quinyon had a few for him. Check it out.
In the first words I heard from him, it was like, "Hey, that route was trash." I said, "What?" I said, "You don't even talk and you talking trash." And so it was funny. It was funny to hear from him, And I told him, I said, "All right, I like to see that. I want to see you step up because he's not gonna be playing against me. He's gonna be playing against other guys, and I want to see him, hold his own." And I told him, I said, "All right, you took the first step, but I said, now you got to back it up. You gonna have to walk. You gonna have to walk that walk." And I've been looking forward to getting some reps against him.
Look, man, was seeing all that and hearing all that. I'm gonna just say this. This is the type of competition that I want to see. The Philadelphia Eagles is back. I don't look, he a rookie and he already saying, look, man, that was a trash route. Do better. You know what I mean? And we already know the type of work that AJ put in. We already know his body of work. So he gonna be, like AJ said, he gonna be going up against some of the best receivers in this league. Are you ready? And if you already telling one of the best receivers at one and the most highest paid receiver that he running trash routes, he is showing up in practice in camp. You know what I mean? That's amazing, bro. That's amazing. Look, man, I feel like we had one of the worst cornerback rooms last year with James Bradbury, but I think, what we seeing from Khalid Ringo, a day one standout, in my opinion, that's who kind of stole the show. Day one was Khalid Ringo, still playing well. But at the same time, these young guys are ready to step up. These young guys got a lot of speed. We younger. Like, yo, Rogers run a 4.28. Quinyon, I think, run like a 4.36, something like that. Like, the speed is there with these guys. Last year, we went from one of the slowest. We already know Bradbury can fly. I mean, not Bradbury. We know he a snail. My bad. He a straight slug. But Slay is fast as well, even at his older age. Like, these young cornerbacks are saying that, Slay is the guy. He has all the answers. You know what I mean? So that's what we need in Slay. Just like Howie Roseman said, okay, well, I want you to be with Slay. I want you to almost live with Slay. And Slay just like, look, man, I'm gonna give you the game. I'm gonna give you the game. And these guys, you could tell they don't really say much. So that just mean they sitting back and watching. You really can't learn, you know what I'm saying, unless you sit back and watch. You know what I'm saying? If you shut up, sit back and watch. When I was in school, when I was in college, that's what they told me. Shut up, sit back and watch. When you get out of school, shut up, sit back and watch. Listen to the guys who's been doing this, who got the experience. And that's what I'm seeing, shaping these young guys, man. Because, look, they are the future. But let's talk about, man, Hurts, because it's been so much hate just because Hurts, hasn't been as sharp as we would like, with him trying to learn this new scheme, just killing more scheme, everything is coming together. And Hurts been having, up and down days. He's been looking good. Pause. He's been doing his thing. We're not worried about Jalen. I'm not worried about Jalen. I understand what's going on. I understand the newness. Anytime you get something new, anytime I get a new piece of equipment, that for audio or visual, or, I don't know how to work it instantly the first time I step out there. I mean, that's a great example. I can't make it no better. It's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. We knew that. And the defense is stepping up more than I want. I already know what I have in Jalen. I don't have to worry about that. But what I seen from this defense, I need to see something. And that's exactly what they doing. Showing me something. You know what I mean? So, like I said, man, Hurts, he had multiple completions. He hit some short stuff. He had some connections with Paris Campbell, a guy who I think is stepping up. AJ and Hurts got that connection. It's amazing, but he did throw a pick today to Reed Blankenship. They said it was kind of like a pass that was just, thrown there. We don't know if it was a broken play, like it was a miscommunication. It just was a bad throw. But look, man, okay, that's what happens when you learn in a new system. When I got me a new microphone, or I got me a new computer, or a new light, or a new digital audio workstation, I'm not going to know how to just navigate through it. I'm going to have to study it. I'm going to have to, hit the YouTube scholarship up. That's just the way it is. And I understand that. So I don't sit here and worry about all that bull, and I know that Hurts is just getting back to throwing again, and it's going to take a little time. Last year, we didn't have this mandatory mini camp. So this is the time where we knocked the rust off. And then Jalen was in training camp last year, extremely sharp from our reports. And then he had a season where he turned it over a lot. So you really can't go over, so you can't go by what we're seeing right now. Right now is knocking the rust off, learning the system, but what we got to sit here and focus on is that the last 2 days of camp has been a big dub for the defense, something that we struggled with last season. We had one of the worst secondaries. We had one of the worst defenses. We couldn't get to the quarterback. It was a sack today in 11-on-11, but we're going to get to that. I want to talk about the secondary first, man. The secondary is looking good. We know Ringo is a dog. We know Rogers is a dog. In my opinion, Rogers should be a lock to make the team. And if you argue enough, he probably can start. But what it's looking like right now is just a lot of rotation. We got DeJean, We got Mitchell. They've been getting some first team reps. They are more on the second team side, but I feel like those guys could make one of those guys could make a leap at any moment, right? DeJean, Mitchell, we've been seeing that dime set from Vic Fangio, and Quinton has been getting some of that dime linebacker reps, excuse me. Like, man, that's amazing. It's so good when you have such versatile players, where you can put these guys anywhere. We're gonna see these guys on the field. And you can already tell, with them getting those first team reps that they learning, what I'm saying, the positions that we may see them on Sunday. You know what I mean? But Mitchell has some tight coverage on Hurts. I mean, on Calcaterra, excuse me. Hurts just made a better pass. So that just let me know that Mitchell is sticky. Pause. Like, he is sticking to the corners. I mean, to the wide receivers. And think about it, bro. If you put him in a nickel and he matched up against a tight end, I trust that Quinyon can keep up with him, and I really feel like he's physical enough. So look, man, these are the type of things that's going to be different this year. These are the type of things that makes us so happy, that we seeing some good cornerback play, bro. Because I went back and watched all the games last year, bro, and the cornerback play was putrid at most. I want to talk about DeJean though, because he nearly had a one-handed pick, on Hurts, that was thrown in the flats. DeJean is a guy who, I think is a ball hawk who could catch the rock and take that thing to the crib. So, seeing him, being in position, yeah, he didn't make the pick, he didn't make the catch, but at the same time, he was in position. Next time he gonna make that catch because he missed it. And one of our leaders, CJGJ, had a couple words for him. And I like that too. Look, hold everybody accountable. Like, he had CJGJ had a tweet or that came out, and he said, look, I'm not here to be friends. I'm here to set the tone. And I'm here to win some fucking games. And that's what we want to see, bro. That's the things that we was missing last year. We was missing that. And we was soft. And CJGJ, like he said in his presser, basically, he here to turn the lights back on because we was in the dark last season. And he making sure that we see the light. You know what I'm saying? I can't put it no better. Man. Even though, multiple players came over, and congratulated DeJean for being there, having I think they was like, you're like, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you just knew he was going to catch it. You knew that he was going to get the love. You know what I'm saying? But, talking about all these corners, man, the only lock right now, in my opinion, at the cornerback position is Darius Slay. Everyone else is like rotisserie chicken. You know what I'm saying? They did a rotate. You know what I mean? Which I love. I'm talking about that they rotate in. I love rotisserie chicken. You know what I'm saying? But basically, man, Isaiah got the nod today. He got the nod. He was starting. But like I told you, man, all these players, Ringo is getting first team reps. Rodgers is getting first team reps. Even Quinyon and DeJean is getting first team reps. That's the type of depth and rotation we got at the cornerback spot. We don't have time for JB, James Bradbury, who still was not available to practice today because he had a blowout. Pause. One of the May pops that went out again. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got time for that. I'm just be honest. We just don't have time. You might as well go ahead and get on with the get on. Carry your ass. Cause we done, bro. I'm telling you, we are done. We don't want to see it. Another player, who was not available or he missed time, we already know, was Sidney Brown. But he was out there taking mental reps, still locked in. Soon as he's ready to go, man, I'm telling you right now, he's going to be the player that steps up. I think that Sidney Brown is really a player. He's really going to show us when he's available to play again that we did our due diligence in drafting him. You know what I'm saying? I love this. Also, Trevor Keegan as well was not available. I'm not sure what his injury was or why he couldn't, practice, but he wasn't there as well. But look, man, we're going to jump right into the linebackers because linebackers is a major concern for me. And this linebacking room is kind of shaping out, the way that I thought, the way that I wanted, the way that we kind of discussed all offseason. White and Bond, first team reps. Both of these guys, I think, are players. I think White had an interception and a sack, if I'm not mistaken, So the interceptions are coming from our linebackers as well, which means we flying around to the ball, right? We got eyes on the quarterback. If we in zone, we in zone. We breaking on the ball and we turning that thing over. So that's what I want to see, man, is interceptions from my linebackers, interceptions from my corners, interceptions from my safeties as well. Reed Blankenship got one today. Also had a fairly decent first day as well. Reed Blankenship, man. He like, look, y'all not about to forget about me because I do think that Reed Blankenship should compete for a spot. I don't think we should just give it to him. I think, with the talent that we have, Sidney Brown, I'm not about to say James Bradbury, but Sidney Brown, we got CJ GJ, we got players, we got Vontae Maddox, we got players who can go back there and play safety. You know what I'm saying? So we got so much rotation. We got so much depth on defense. We getting interceptions from our linebackers. We getting sacks from our linebackers. We already know that Devin White is one of those guys. He just got to get used to the system. And I feel like he's already being a leader and making turnovers. You know what I'm saying? So with saying all that, man, everything is good, man. Everything is great. Jalen Hurts is smiling, which is great news, especially through all the hate, even though, I know he don't see that. But at the same time, we see it and we stand up for it. Oh, man, I'm talking about this hate coming from everywhere now, especially with these interceptions, bro. It's like everybody losing their mind. And for what? Who you going to put out there? Y'all want to put Kenny Pickett out there? Come on, bro. After we just had a quarterback take us to the Super Bowl the year before last, win 10 plus games last season. Like, what are we talking about? It don't make no sense. It makes zero sense. Jalen is the guy, but I digress there. I hate talking about Jalen now because y'all bugging. Like, y'all bugging. Y'all is bugging, bro. Jalen is doing his thing. Jalen is routine with it. It would be ridiculous to think Jalen ain't the guy. So let's talk about Nakobe Dean, man. He's, right in line with where we want him to be. He's playing second team, mostly second team right now, and in my opinion, I think that's where I want him. I want him to earn his spot. I don't want to give him nothing. I know that we expecting a lot from him with him, being drafted a few years ago. We expecting a lot from him, especially with the draft of Jeremiah Trotter. You definitely in that role where you need to be ready. So you got to show us something. You need to be trying to work yourself up to the first team. That's what I want to see from Nakobe Dean. That's number one. That's your number one goal, is to work yourself back up to the number one line, to one of the number ones. You know what I mean? But keep hustling, man. I ain't mad at you. Just keep doing your thing. You here? Let's talk about it. But real quick, man, I need to talk about this Haas subject. There's been some tweets going around. That Haas has been a no-show at camp. He hasn't even showed up. The coach don't know where he at, what he doing. He just doing what he want. I'm not sure if Haas want to be an Eagle, or if Haas ain't happy with his current contract, or what's going on with his contract. Did he even get a contract? Will he get a contract? The contract that he feel like he deserve? I don't know. I don't really know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comments, because the truth will be out sooner then later. Oh, but something I wanted to talk about real quick, man, that I didn't get to talk about with the receivers is I want to talk about John Ross. Y'all know how I felt about John Ross when we first brought him in. Like, I don't know, man. This guy's been an unretired guy. He retired. I just don't know if he's ready to play ball. But look, man, when somebody do that to you, or not prey on your downfalls, but like they say some things that you might not agree with, you gotta shut them up. And that's exactly what John Ross is doing, to me in particular. Let's keep it a stack, because I wasn't a fan at first, but this dude is turning heads. He got some catches from Hurts. He building that cohesion with Hurts. Could he be a guy who makes the roster? I'm gonna keep my eye on John Ross, because I think, he is, going to be good. We already knew he was good, initially. He just couldn't stay healthy, couldn't stay on the field, but early on in his career, he did put up some numbers, but at the same time, we're going to keep our eyes on it. Still early, still a lot of ball left to go before preseason, and maybe he can make a name for himself in preseason. We're going to see. But I definitely changed the way I think about John Ross from the beginning. I'm going to just keep it a stack. But let's talk about these running backs, man, because these running backs are having themselves a day. It's the young guys, though. It's the young guys. But let's talk about it. Shipley has been making some really good catches out of the backfield, especially on day 2. I think, prior to this, he's been having a few struggles when it comes to catching, how it didn't look natural in some cases. But now they're saying that Shipley looked good catching out the backfield. So that's good, man. That's something I wanted to see, because your boy Kenny G, he out here dropping passes. I'm not a fan of Kenny G. I'm not a fan of his game. I definitely think that Kenny G, he do get hot in spurts, but I just don't think that he running back number 2 material for the Philadelphia Eagles. And if I had to pick a running back that I didn't want on a roster, it would be Kenny G. But he out here dropping passes, and he shouldn't be dropping passes right now, because you've been here a while. You played in the playoffs. You're not a rookie. You're not a young player. You need to make sure that you're showing these young guys the standard. Kendall Milton, another guy who took one to the crib he had a swing pass from Tanner McKee. From reports, took that thing to the crib with a good burst of speed. Kendall Milton, a guy who I thought, like, okay, man, look, we kind of light at rotation and running back. We got Kenny G as a number 2. Will we get one of these young guys to step up? But Kendall Milton, the young guys, Will Shipley, out here making plays, turning heads, and hitting pay dirt. And we ain't mad about that. But look, man, Mekhi Becton, we've been talking about him a lot. He's been playing a lot of with the first team, getting a lot of first team reps. Today he got some at the left guard position again. So that just tells you right now that Mekhi Becton is, one of the next guys up. I feel like he can turn out to be a good player, especially going to Stoutland University. Stoutland's going to make Mekhi Becton a player. He's a huge, massive man. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like he really big as hell. Pause. But he's been getting a lot of first team action in the absence of Landon Dickerson, and then so he's showing how versatile he can be, and he can play on both sides. Now that's amazing. He can play on both sides of the center, and that's crazy. Jordan Mailata also said that Cam Jurgens been killing it, especially on the calls. That's amazing, because with Kelsey not here no more, we need that leadership. We need that guy who's going to turn up for us. And right now, Cam Jurgens is being as good as advertised as well. And we can't ask for more. We can't ask for more of that. You know what I mean? But look, man, day 1 in the books, day 2 in the books. I still feel very, very good about this team. I think that we're going to have a lot of success moving forward. Not just talking about this year, I'm talking about years in the future as well. We got these young players. I feel like we turned up and came out with a really good haul in this draft. And look, these young guys is out here getting first team reps already. So that's a testament to Howie Roseman, how good he drafted these last few years, with players like Devontae Smith, players like Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, Sidney Brown. Like, man, look, Nolan Smith, he's been having himself some great drafts, which is solidifying the success for the Philadelphia Eagles for the next couple years. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, if you made it this far in the video, please do the channel a favor. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're always up to date. Look, man, out of here today. Out. Yeah, I got them diamonds on me dancing, looking like they prancing. Always on my BI, we talking about expansion. Looking at a man.